Hello to all. So, welcome to Monday's lesson. Today we'll be starting a new lesson. So, it is going to be lesson 8 from chapter 8. Okay, but before we start that, because that's going to be a different lesson from what we have done until now, before we start that, of course, we have to check our homework, right? And from your favorite lesson, problem solving. So let's quickly check our homeworks and then move on to the next new lesson, which is going to be very easy. It's going to be an easy one. Okay, so starting with the homework that's on page 461. Okay, I hope all of you have done it by now. Okay, page 461, question number 2. They are saying that Bryce bought a bag of cashews. He served 7/8 pound of the cashews at a party. This amount represents 2/3 of the entire bag. The equation, so this is the equation given to us, can be used to find the number of pounds n in a full bag. How many pounds of cashews in the bag? How many pounds of cashews were in the bag that Bryce bought? Okay, now by now I think you all are familiar that you need to circle the important part of the problem solving questions, right? So this is the equation given to you, simple as that. We have to find n. So what am I going to do here? I will write the equation again. So that's going to be 2/3 n equals 7/8. Always when we are solving these kinds of questions or any kind of questions, it's always better we write the question first, so that we will not miss out any numbers or we will understand it better. Okay, so this means it's multiplied, right? Because both of them are together. So to separate the letter from the number, what are we going to do? We are going to circle the number along with the operation sign and then move it to the other side. So multiply becomes divide. So 2/3 n it's going to be n equals 7/8 divided by 2/3. We don't have dividing, so we have 7/8 multiply by keep, change, flip. Whenever you see division sign for fractions, you need to do KCF, right? So here we have 7 3s are 21, 8 2s are 16. Now of course this is not in the correct way because it's not a proper fraction, so we need to change it to a proper fraction. So we are going to be dividing 21 by 16. So that's going to give us 1 whole, right? 5/16. Now how do we finish our answer? The question asks how many pounds, so 1 5/16 pounds. We cannot just leave 1 5/16. What is 1 5/16? We don't know, so we have to specify that word there. Okay, now moving to question number 3. In Jamie's math class, 9 students chose soccer as their favorite sport. This amount represents 3/8 of the entire class. The equation, now this is the equation again, can be used to find the total number of students. How many students are in James' math class? So 3/8 s equals 9. This is the equation, which means it's 3/8 multiplied by s. So s is going to be 9 divided by 3/8. You know that there is no number down, means it's going to be 1, right? So s is going to be 9/1. Keep it, change it, flip it. Now if you want to simplify, you can simplify both of them with 3, right? But if you are not simplifying, you have to do 9 8s are 72/3. So 72 divided by 3 is going to give me 3 2s are 6. It's going to give me 24. So which means it's going to be 24. So what is 24? They're asking how many students. So 24 students. Remember, now this is just a tip I'm giving you, just a small information. Whenever they are asking about people in a question, how many students, how many people, how many animals, anything which is like related to living, your answer should be a whole number, right? Because people or any living thing cannot be in fractions. How can you say 2.5 people or 24.75 people? You cannot say that. So always keep in mind, if the question is anything about how many students or people or any living thing, your answer, if you're dealing with fractions, should be in numbers. Even if it's not in fractions, even if it is addition or subtraction, if they ask you how many people, you cannot say 28.3 people, right? So it has to be in whole numbers. Okay, moving on to the next question. We have Roger served 5/8 pounds of crackers, which was 2/3 of the entire box. What was the weight of the crackers originally in the box? Now, in this question, they have not given any kind of equation or anything for you. So, all what you need to do is you have to read the question again and then find out the answer for this. So, let me read the question again for you. Roger served 5/8 pounds of crackers, which was 2/3 of the entire box. So we don't know the weight of the entire box. So that's the question. What was the weight of the crackers originally in the box? So which means 5/8 pounds. Okay, so it's going to be 5/8. Okay, now what is 5/8? It is the pounds of crackers. So he served this much. So served means he has served 5/8, which was 2/3 of the entire box. So we don't know the weight of the entire box. So let's name it as W. Okay, so that's going to be 2/3 W. The 2/3 of the entire box weight is 5/8. That's the, remember when we wrote the equations in words? So it's simply, you can even write it like this: 2/3 of the weight of the box is 5/8. So this is our equation. We are going to be solving this. So that's going to be W is equal to 5/8 divided by 2/3, which is again W is equal to 5/8 multiplied by 3/2. Now if you don't have anything to cancel here, so of course you are going to multiply 5 3s are 15, 8 2s are 16. So 15/16 we cannot simplify it to, so it's going to be 15/16 pounds. Okay girls, I hope you all understood this. That's a little bit confusing because you need to make your own equation. Okay, now the same similar question here. Browser ate 4.5 pounds of dog food. That amount is 4/3 of the entire bag of food. So the 3/4 is the entire bag of dog food is 3/4, right? So how many pounds of dog food were originally in the bag? We don't know. But how much did Browser eat? He ate 4.5, which is the whole. He ate 4.5. So 3/4 of, again we don't know how much is the pounds of dog food. So let's name it as D because of dog food. Okay, so 3/4 of dog food is 4.5. 3/4 of the weight is 4.5. Okay, so D is going to be 4.5 divided by 3/4. You know that we cannot divide a fraction when it is in a mixed number, so we need to change it. So that's going to be 2 4s are 8, you multiply, and plus 1, that's going to be 9/2 multiplied by 4/3. Okay, now you can simply cancel. You can cancel these both with 3 and this both with 2. Now I'm just doing this for those who are finding it difficult to cancel. So 9 4s are 36, 3 2s are 6. So 6 divided by 36 is going to give you 6 pounds. Else, if you are cancelling, I will also show you the ones who have used cancelling method. You can cancel each of them with 3. So 3 1s and 3 3s. 3 divided by 3 is 9. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 4 divided by 2 is 2. So we have 3 2s are 6. 1 1s are 6. It's also the same answer. Whether you use the cancelling method or you use the direct method, your answer is going to be the same. Okay girls, only the problem here is you have to read the question again and then write the equation and then solve it. Once you write the equation, I am sure you girls know how to solve it by now. Okay, now that was your homework, so let's move on quickly to our new lesson. Okay, so your new lesson is solutions of inequalities. Okay, now that's chapter 8, lesson 8, corresponding to page 465. So page number 465, open up page 465, you will find this beautiful old book on that page, which means it's the lesson we are going to do. Okay, now before we start, quickly let me read this to see the symbol. You all are aware of these symbols. You know what is this symbol, right? I have told you many times, it looks like an L, which means it is always less than. The other side is greater than, and this is equal to, right? So these are the three symbols we have been learning until now, but from today onwards you will be learning, keeping the same symbol, something extra. This is the symbol for less. Okay, if there is a line below this symbol, okay, which means it is less than or equal. Okay, so if you find the less symbol with a line down, which means it says it is less than or equal. Same as the symbol. What is the symbol for? It's for greater than. So if you find a line below the symbol, that means it is greater than or equal. Okay, so these are the two new symbols which you are going to learn in this lesson. So this is less than or equal, this is greater than or equal. Okay, so let me read this for you. See, here it's given. The symbol means is less than or equal to. The symbol, this means greater than or equal to. That's what I just explained. Okay, now what are they giving you here? See this, an inequality is a mathematical sentence that compares two expressions using these symbols. Okay, so an inequality is something which is comparing expressions. It's they will give you two expressions, you need to compare them. So all of you know what's this. What's this symbol for? Less than. What's this symbol for? Correct, greater. And this one, less than or equal to. And this one, yes, it's greater than or equal to. And what's this symbol here? I'll write the symbol for you. What's the symbol? Equal. This means not equal. So the equal sign they have crossed out means it is not equal to. Okay, so these are the symbols you need to remember when you are doing this lesson. Okay, now what is a solution of an inequality? Is a value of a variable that makes the inequality true. Now when we are doing the questions, you will understand what these are. Solution of an inequality is a value of a variable that makes the inequality true. True inequalities can have more than one solution. Okay. So always remember, inequalities will have more than one solution. Okay, now quickly, come on, do with me this unlock the problem. Okay, this is the question. A library has books from the Middle Ages, means very old times. Middle Ages means the old times. The books are more than 650 years old. The inequality A is greater than 650 represents the possible ages A in the years of the books. Determine whether A equals 678 or A equals 634 is a solution of the inequality, and tell what the solution means. Okay, now what's the inequality given for us here? The inequality given for us is A is greater than 650. This is our question. Okay, now What are the two numbers they have given which we can write in place of a? One is 678, okay, one a is 678 and the other a is 634. Okay, now we need to find which of these two numbers can be written in this place. That is, if I write 678 is greater than 650, is this sentence true? Is 678 greater than 650? Yes, it is greater. Okay, now what if I write 634, that is I am writing this value of a in place of a. So 634 is greater than 650. Is this sentence true? Is 634 greater than 650? Of course not, right? So which is the solution? Which two of them can we choose? Can we choose this or do we choose this? Of course we choose 678 because that's the correct number for the equation, for the inequality, right? So this is how you find out which is the correct solution for the inequality. Now here of course they have given you more and more things to be done. What is the first one? Check whether a is equal to 678. So what are you going to do? In place of a, you're going to write 678. Okay, 678 is what's the symbol? Greater. So greater than 650. So the inequality is true when a is equal to 678. So a 678 is a solution. Now let's check the other one. A is equal to 634. In place of a, I am writing 634 is greater than 650. Now 634, is it greater than 650? Is not greater than 650. Right? It's not greater, it's lesser. So the inequality is not true when a is equal to 634. So a is equal to 634 is not a solution. Correct? So the solution a is equal to 678 means that a book in the library from the Middle Ages could be 78 years old. So this is how you have to solve this lesson. It's easy. Only you have to be careful when you are solving the questions. Okay, let's try example 1. Okay, determine whether the given value of the variable is a solution of the inequality. So let's find out whether the given value of the variable is a solution or not. What's the equation inequality given? This is the inequality. So always highlight the inequality so that you will not get confused with the solution and the inequality. Okay, so b is less than 0.3. This is the inequality. What's the number given? B is equal to negative 0.2. Now here of course you will be getting both negative and positive numbers, and remember always negative numbers, remember, are less than positive, always, right? When we were learning about the integers, we learnt this. Always the negative numbers are less than the positive numbers, which means negative 2 is always less than positive 2. If there is no symbol, no sign, means it's positive. Right, so always negative numbers are always less than positive. So here we have a negative 0.2. So what are we going to do? We are going to write this the inequality. In place of the letter, we are going to write negative 0.2. So is negative 0.2 less than 0.3? Think, is negative 0.2 less than 0.3? Negative 0.2 is less than negative 0.3 because this is a negative number and there is a positive one, and always negative numbers are less than positive numbers. So the inequality is true when b is negative 0.2. So b is equal to negative 0.2 is a solution. just in place of the letter you will replace the number and find out it's equal, is it greater or not. Simple. Okay, now this is the inequality given for us. M is greater than or equal to 2 over 3. And what's the value of M given? 3 over 5. Is it less than or equal to 2 over 3? If this is greater, I think I told you before less, sorry for that. If it is greater, this solution is correct. If it is not, then the solution is wrong. How do you find out this is equal? How do you find it out? Is this greater or not? Remember, there was a trick I taught you, cross multiply them, right? So let's cross multiply them and check what's the symbol we're going to get in between. 3 3s are 9, 5 2s are 10, which means 9 is less than 10. So is this correct? Do you think 3 over 5 is greater than 2 over 3? Of course not, right? So 9 over 15 is, okay, they have converted that. I don't want you to change those fractions and then do it. You just follow this way. So which means 3m is equal to 3 over 5 is not a solution. This is how you need to write. Okay, here what they have done is they have changed both the fractions to equivalent fractions and then they have compared, which I don't want you to do. You can use this easier way of cross multiplying and finding it out whether it is greater, lesser or less than. Okay girls, now let's quickly move on to the exercise page. That's page 467. Page number 467, we are going to be doing question number 1. I will do one question for you and then I will give you some time for you to finish the others, okay? Now, which is the inequality? Determine whether the given value of the variable is a solution of the inequality. So you have to say the given value is a solution or not. If it's a solution, you have to write a solution. If it is not, you have to write not a solution. Okay, which is the inequality? I want you to first highlight the inequality. This is our inequality. You can see the symbol in between which separates the question from the value. Okay, so A is greater than or equal to -6. Okay, now what is the solution where they have given us? A is equal to -3. So in place of A we write -3. Okay, now is -3 greater or equal to -6? Now again we have two negative numbers, right? Where is -3 on a number line? If this is 0, this is -1, -2, -3, -4, -5 and -6. Okay, I have told you the number which is more closer to 0 is greater than the other number which is far from 0. Now we are comparing -3 with -6. So -3 is here and -6 is here. I know you girls must have forgotten these, but those who have not forgotten, it's going to be easy for them to understand. But those who have forgotten, you need to listen to this very carefully. Okay, this is -3 and this is -6. Now -3 is more closer to 0 than -6. Okay, which means -3 is greater than -6. So always you need to remember it like that. Which number is more closer to 0, that number is greater. The more you go away and away from the number 0, the more and more the numbers become lesser. Okay, now keeping this in mind, which is greater? -3 is greater or -6 is greater? Which is more near to 0, the -3 or -6? Of course, -3 is greater. So is -3 greater or equal to -6? Yes. So if this is correct, then we are going to write is a solution. Okay. Okay, let me do number 2 also with you. Y is less than 7.8. So highlight or circle the inequality first. Y is greater than 7.8. So write it down. Y is, less than 7.8. I know I told the greater before also. Okay, now what's the solution given to us? Y is equal to 8. So in place of y, we write 8. Is 8 less than 7.8? Is 8 less than 7.8? Of course not. So which means it's wrong, right? So when it is wrong, we write not a solution. Okay, now I'm giving you a minute. Do number 3. Let's find out the answer is right or wrong. Use the same way I showed you before, the cross method way, the cross multiplying way, then you will find your answer easily. Okay girls, I think that time was enough for you to finish the work, right? I mean the question. So let's solve it together. The inequality given is C is greater than 1 over 4. Okay, so you need to of course write the inequality again. So C is greater than 1 over 4. What's the solution given for us? C is 1 over 5. So in place of C, we write 1 over 5 is greater than 1 over 4. How do we find out whether 1 over 5 is greater than 1 over 4? Now, by just thinking that something which is cut into 5 and 1 part and something which is cut into 4 and 1 part, of course 1 by 5, if you cut something into 5, is smaller, the pieces become smaller. But if you want to use the way which I taught you, that's going to be 4 ones are 4, 5 ones are 5, which means 4 is less than 5, right? So is this correct, the one given in the question? We found out that 1 over 5 is less than 1 over 4, right? But the question given is 1 over 5 is greater than 1 over 4. So is this correct? Of course it's wrong, because 1 over 5 is less than 1 over 4. So you need to write not a solution. Okay girls, so one more minute I'm giving you. Finish question number 4. I think 1 minute is too much, so half a minute is more than enough. Finish question number 4 and then we will check our answers. Okay. So what is an inequality? It is x is less than or equal to 3, right? So x is less than or equal to 3. And what's the solution given to us? X is equal to 3. So we write 3 in place of x is less than or equal to 3. Now, is 3 less than 3? Of course not. But here we have this line which means less than or equal. So 3 can be equal to 3, which means it is correct, right? So it is a solution. Again, you have to understand this is only and only because of this line here, this symbol, which means x can be less than 3 or x can be equal to 3. Right here, x is less than 3 or equal to 3. So to make x equal to 3, we need 3. So 3 equals 3. That's why it is a solution. Okay, now the next one, you do it by yourself. I will solve it without talking anything. So once you finish, then you can look at the screen and find out your answer is correct or not. So start doing. Okay, now you can look at the screen. So did you all get this answer, not a solution? Did you? Or did you write a solution? If you have written not a solution, it's very, very well done. But if you have written a solution, that means you did not look at this negative signs. That's, we are dealing with a negative, with two negative numbers. Okay, now if there was no negative sign, means it's going to be 0.51 and 0.52 if there was no negative. So if no negative means 0.51 is less than 0.52, but here we have two negative signs, which means the bigger number with the negative sign is always greater than the bigger number with the negative sign. The smaller number with the negative sign is always greater than the bigger number with the negative sign. Okay, this is how you have to find out. So D is negative 0.51. 0.51 is with the negative sign. So here the smaller number is with the negative sign, which means negative 0.51 is greater than negative 0.52. I'm repeating again, when you are comparing two negative numbers, the smaller number with the negative sign becomes greater than the bigger number with the negative sign. So you have to be very careful when you are comparing two negative numbers. Okay, question number 6, the last question for today. So start solving it. Let's start solving it. I will solve it alone by myself, and then you will solve it alone by yourself. Only once you finish, you can look at the screen and check your answer is correct or not. So start, 1, 2, 3 and go. Okay, done. Yes, did you get this answer? A solution? Yes, if you have got, high five, girls. Okay, now T is greater than or equal to 2 over 3. This is our inequality, so we wrote it down. And what's the solution given T is equal to 3 over 4? We replace 3 over 4 in this place. Okay, so 3 over 4 is greater than or equal to 2 over 3. How do we find out? I told you, cross multiply them. So 4 2s are 8. 3 3s are 9. So is 9 greater than 8? Yes, it is. So it is a solution. Okay, for today I think that's enough. So of course, before I finish, I have to give you some homework to do. So you are going to be doing question number 2. That's on page 469. Page 469. Question number 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So you have 5 questions to do. Question number 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Be careful when you're comparing the numbers. Okay, if you remember all the things which I told you, it's a very easy lesson. So do your homework. Until I meet you in the next video, take care of yourself.